land. I can fix that hitch with a fence wire twist, cut a frozen chain with a knuckle and wrist. If it rattles loud, I just grin and say, that's the sound that pays my way. Boots on the boardwalk, mud on the tread, long days live rent free.
Well, what do we have here? Way off in the distance. I'm like, I wonder if I can catch up with the drone before they get to the bushes. A couple miles back, I spotted something crossing the road, and I'm like, what is that? There was two things on the road. And when I got up closer, I put the drone out on the hood of the truck and took off, and that were bears. So I'm going to go check it out. Hey, two of them, one black and one brown. Very much obvious which color is which. And makes you wonder, what's their relationship? Are they siblings or what? Because often brown bears or black bears can be brown. But the black bear, he made her to the bushes. I managed to whip around with the drone and get a little better view of the brown bear. And he stopped to look at it. And he's got some white spots on his chest there. It's kind of cool to see. Anyway, then stop and look again. Quite a pretty color, really. But obviously they were looking at the drone. Could hear that. And at that point, I guess they're half a mile away from me at that point. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool. So then they go down into a little bit of the creek bed there. Oh, there he still is. So then I'll back up the drone a little bit to get away from the trees and fly and see if I can spot him. It's kind of a cool perspective. Pretty country. Fly ahead. Yep, there he is. So then I decided I would see if I could get some more footage of him. And it's quite clear that he could see and watch the drone. But it's quite a pretty color of a bear, actually. So he's like, well, he knows I'm there, but he's not trying to get away from it anymore. It just makes him a little bit nervous, maybe, but wander back and forth around there. So he made it to the bushes after the black one did, and I wasn't sure what would happen. And later on here, he stands up and, oh, there's the black bear too. So he came back and they circled around, so they're traveling together. When I first saw them crossing the road, I thought maybe there were a couple cows up there, and I couldn't quite say because it was more than a mile away. And when they got up closer, they were trotting across the field. So I thought, well, maybe I have time to get the drone out. There he is looking around. Be curious to see if he was making any noises, but of course with the drone you don't have a microphone, you're just watching. And where he just disappears behind one tree, you're like, how the heck did he go? Where? Okay, and then back up and try to fly around to see him some more. He keeps looking up at it. He can certainly see the drone. So there he heard the other bear. And he stands up. Look at the spots on his chest. Pretty neat. But when I was flying the drone, I didn't spot. But here in just a second, we'll see the black bear in the bottom left corner of the screen. But I didn't see that when I was flying the drone itself. Where he came from, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how old they would be. 3 or, well, they might be just, 4-year-old kind of stuff. There's the black. And actually, that black bear had a little brown spot on his rear end, too. But that's the last time I spotted him. I never saw him again, even when I rewatched the video. But then there's the brown. So they both must be just right near each other. The brown guy, he was just easier to spot. He kept moving at us, I guess. And at that point, I'm like, yeah, can't find him anymore. Lost him in the bushes, and then fly up a little altitude and see if I could spot him moving around there. Yeah, I did. Up near the top center there was him one time again, but I didn't spot him even when I was reviewing the video before. So they're still there, but I looped around, couldn't quite. Yeah, and they were right at the bottom of the screen. I'd only seen them. Anyway, flyer back. And I got looking at the screen. I'm like, what the heck is in the fields? We dropped in there closer. Was that a bear as well? But no, it's just like a mineral lick or something where animals have been digging in the dirt. That's all it was. It looks like there's probably some minerals there that they're licking on. At that point, the neighbor, Robert, had come along and asked me what I was doing parked on the side of the road. I told him about it, and then We watched this and then flew back towards the truck. Look at the green. I like this time of year. So, well, we'll fly back home because I had lost sight of the bears at that point. And this is the first time I'd ever tried to take off from the hood of the truck instead of on the ground or anything. I was curious how it would land, if it would fly back and land on the truck or hit the glass or miss the vehicle, or how accurate it would be and how it landed. So we were watching it. Then I push the landing thing and it whips around, turns a 180, and then works its way down to the hood of the truck. It looks at this point it's going to land right on the windshield and be cockeyed, but it did shuffle over and landed all by itself right on the hood. Zoom in close enough. Alberta Back Roads Atlas shining through the windshields for when you're trying to navigate. And there we are, landing on the hood of the truck. Anyway, pretty cool to see the bears. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did.